afternoon. My name is Amanda and welcome to the Den Creative. In today's Pick a Card reading, we're going to be figuring out what message spirit or the other realms have for you. So these other realms can be the elemental realm, the gnome realm, the fae realm, whatever it is you want to choose at this time, whoever you want the message from, that's who this message will be from. So if you're new to Pick a Card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to try to center your energy, and focus in on piles number 1 with the carrot home, number 2 with the gnome home, and pile number 3 with the fairy home. And if more than one pile calls out to you, there may be messages in each pile for you. And once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamps, and I also pin them as the top comment. Please remember, you guys, these are general readings, so only take what resonates with you in your situation and leave the rest behind. So without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on the cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, for those of you who chose group number 1, or this cute little carrot home with the girly gnome and the welcome sign, this is going to be your message today from spirit or the other realms. Let's see if we can get everything lined up without falling. I had to use this little alien to keep that house up. So maybe there's some interdimensional beings popping into your reading today. And let's find out what message spirit or the other realms have for you. Alright, you guys, so I just deal these out. I never know how they're gonna look on the table because I don't look at them before I start. But holy cow, I got it on here. I got all of them on here. I think we can see everything, and hopefully my new close-up camera angles will help us really dive into this reading. So first and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and start right here with this throat chakra card, Sodalite. So we're gonna start right up here with this chakra love message. You guys have the throat chakra. This is all about vulnerability. Showing vulnerability is a sign of strength. And here on my channel, I always say that vulnerability is a superpower. So you guys really are coming into this time where you're gonna start expressing more vulnerability in your life, showing people more the true, authentic, and raw self that you are on the inside, and not the mask that a lot of us like to wear around certain people. And I do say this quite a bit in my channels, but the more you notice how when you're around one group of friends, you act one way. When you're around your parents, you act another way. When you're at work, you act another way. And when you're around acquaintances, you act another way. If you're acting vastly different between those different groups, you're probably putting on a mask or kind of morphing yourself to fit in with the situation. But the closer you can get to being your true authentic self, the more you're going to be alike in all of these different areas. You're going to be the same person you are with your parents, as you are with your best friends, as you are with other people. You're just not going to be wearing masks or trying to edit or hide parts of yourself. You're just going to let yourself shine. And that's really what spirit or the other realms want you to know, is that you're really coming into your own. You're owning your authenticity, and you're going to start speaking your truth as well, I hear from many of you. So then we have here the Medicine Guardian card. Be open to healing information. So many of you may be trying to heal some aspect of your life, your emotions, healing from past baggage or wounds from childhood or past relationships, or just trying to heal your body and really get it into the smooth running vessel that you know it can be. So there's this tone of healing with you guys, and it's just letting you know we've got 2 like fresh start cards here on the table as well. So you guys really are coming into this place where your healing is going to be fast tracked. All that hard work you've put in, maybe you've struggled to heal from an ailment or an emotional wound, it's like out of nowhere, you're just going to start really accelerating in this healing process, and it's going to feel so good to you that it's really going to inspire all the other areas of your life. It feels really, really beautiful. And for some of you with this Clean It Up card, it's going to be as a result of you leaving situations that just aren't serving you, cleaning up your act, your diet, your home, your body. That's really what I'm seeing. And just even cleaning up what it is you consume, the foods that you consume, the people you hang out with, or the energy you immerse yourself in. Being online too much, you may just really get that bombardment of EMF frequencies if you always have your phone in your hand or in your pocket. You're just cleaning up your act, your spiritual act, your emotional, physical, and mental act, and really trying to become the highest and greatest version of yourself. And that's going to come with that sense of vulnerability, because you guys really are diving deep. You're no longer going to just sit there and pretend your life away. That's really what I just heard, pretending your life away. Some of you are pretending your life away, or going through the motions, or trying to please other people, and you've had a hard time really just owning who it is you are on the inside. Especially those of you who are here because you know you're here to do something great. Maybe you are like hardcore procrastinators like I have been throughout most of my life, and it's because you're not just afraid of failure, but you may also be afraid of success. But you're walking away, you're cleaning up that act because you have the walk away card. Leave the unhealthy situation, enjoy the new doors that open as a result. Because with you walking away from this, we've already really talked about it in this card here, as a result of you walking away, a new door is going to open, because look, you have a new opportunity coming up for you. As a result of all this clearing and cleansing that you're doing, new opportunities are right for you and ready. All you have to do is, I mean, it's a big task, it's a big feat for many of us who have really, postponed our healing process, or, thought we had healed something, but it keeps coming back. This time you're going to really be able to gain some ground and heal from things that are going to bring in those new opportunities. Because look, you have that end of one cycle and a new beginning with this 10 here on the cleanse and protect card. Solar plexus. You really are cleaning up your act, as I had said, but this to me also feels like your body, your chakras, your energy. You're really cleaning and protecting your energy. And as a result of that, you're really stepping into that confidence, that solar plexus area where you're claiming your power back and bringing it all back to you. So you don't feel like a victim. You're able to show your vulnerability. It really inspires other people to be their true, authentic selves. Because with the sheep card, it says here, act with fortitude and cooperation. So you're really showing people a new way. And I know these days in the social media place, being called a sheep is usually not a term of endearment. But in this case, it feels like you kind of are the shepherd, kind of leading the sheep, not, to their doom and gloom, but you're leading these sheep to a better way, to become their own leaders in their own lives. And it's a really beautiful way when the shepherd can just lead the flock and not, try to push any kind of agenda. That's really what I see you stepping into, this leadership role of wanting to lead others and guide others without trying to press your agenda or your, just all of your stuff onto them. You're wanting to have your independence, but also be inspiring other people. And that's really what you're doing. Because with this breach card here with the whale, you really are breaching past boundaries that you really had in place or thought you had in place. I just saw like a glass ceiling just breaking and you just skyrocketing past that glass ceiling out into the universe. Like the heights that you had, that bar you had set for yourself, you are shattering that glass ceiling and going so much farther beyond what you ever imagined for yourself. And it's especially as a result of this healing that you're doing, because that's going to really free up a lot of your energy and a lot of that subconscious mind, kind of that like a cow chewing the cud. Like you guys are like that, subconsciously you're chewing on all the past things that have happened. Well, if you can free up that memory, think of it like a computer, you can free up that memory that's going to all these old traumas and wounds and the things that need healed in your life. You can free that memory up. You can really like supercharge that computer, which is your brain or your mind or your life, and really get it flowing in a direction that's really beautiful for you. And as a result of this new opportunity, you may actually be shifting locations, shifting to a new job, shifting to a new home, moving very far away for some of you. Others of you, you may be staying in the same place, but you really are just moving dimensionally from third dimensional consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness. New earth vibes. I love that. That is so beautiful, because right below that as well, you have the wind activation card. So the spirit realm, the fairy realm, the elemental realm, the interdimensional beings that are visiting you, they want you to know that you are being activated. You're being leveled up. Your body, your mind, your soul are being leveled up, because look, you're healing. that healing as a result of these activating energies that are pouring into the planet. We have no choice really at this point but to, many of us, face our demons. Those that can still keep those demons in the closet, they just may not be ready. But if you've been forced at some point, dark night of the soul energy, forced to face your demons, you are one of these people who is here to create a better world, because you come from higher realms. Your soul comes from these higher realms, and you descended to come down here and really help raise the vibration of this earth. And you really are being activated right now. Many of you may actually connect with the wind and the earth elementals and the air elementals. I'm getting major crown tingles as I say that. And also with this whale breach card, connection to the whales, the dolphins, the ocean life. You guys really, I've just heard Sirian starseeds. So you guys may be from Sirius or have had many lives on Sirius. You guys may have also, with this flower power card here, taken a lot of that life from Sirius and moved it from Sirius and kind of seeded Earth with some of that life. Like the dolphins and whales come from Sirius, and other aquatic life come from Sirius. So with the flower power card here, it says here, spend time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing powers. Yes, and this to me is like using natural ingredients in your food, natural ingredients in what you wear, what you consume, what you drink, what you put on your body, beauty products, natural beauty products, essential oils, like all the natural things that you can immerse your life in, the better. And even crystals, and of course flowers and plants. Having lots of plant babies in your home really enhances your life and your mood, especially with all this healing you're doing. The earth is very healing. Getting out and grounding in nature, connecting with the elemental realms, connecting with spirit. These are all ways you can ground your energy and connect to spirit. So to me, you would think they're two ends of a completely different spectrum. Grounding is way down in the root chakra, and connecting to spirit is way up in the crown chakra. But when you can actually align all of that and connect to the earth and to spirit at the same time, it's like you are like a well-oiled machine. It feels really good. So maybe some chakra clearing meditations, chakra healing, chakra alignment, chakra expansion, all the fun chakra. And I'm not really being drawn to any one specific except the heart chakra, because that is the bridge from the higher chakras down to the lower chakras. So that heart chakra really is the most important one to work on. If you're just getting started, start with the heart, and then you can work your way from the root all the way back up to the crown, or just whatever really calls from your intuition to work on any given day, go ahead and work on that. But really, you guys, that is the message I'm getting from spirit for you guys, from the elemental and interdimensional realms for you. I hope that resonated for you and brought you some peace and guidance and love to your life. And you will have to let me know below what you thought. I always love to hear your guys' input on how this affects you, what you thought of the messages and all of that. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, let's go ahead and find out your message from the spirit realm or the elemental realms, or the interdimensional realms, whoever it is you're wanting a message from. This is going to be from them, and we're just going to move the little gnome home up here. Hopefully we don't ruin everything. Okay, I think that'll work. So let's go ahead and find out your message. Alright, so let's start right up here with your chakra love message. You guys have the root chakra card, smoky quartz, strength. Strength comes from your connection to the root of your being. So many of you are being asked to get grounded, to really make an effort to get out in nature more, especially if you're someone who as a child really had a strong bond with the fairies, with nature, with the animals, with the plants and the water. Especially if you've really lost that strong connection to the earth. This is just your message to say that you are needing to, or you should get back to that if at all possible, because it will really level you up spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. You really, especially with this here Water Guardian card, to connect with your emotions. Those of you who have had a tough time doing some emotional healing or have really been through the ringer with emotional healing, surrounding love of a partner, love of a child, love of a parent, loss of these types of people, grief, these things all fester and lay under the surface if we're not actively trying to heal them and reincorporate these emotions into something that'll actually serve our life. Especially pairing that up with the love life card here. It says here, the basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. So for couples, you guys may have had a bit of a rough go in love recently, or just kind of some weird cycles or loops within the relationship that you just couldn't really get your way out of. Maybe even some stagnancy in the relationship. But this is just to let you know, this message from Spirit and the elementals, they want you to know that your love life is about to shift. And same for my singles. If you've had a very stagnant love life, as in no partner at all, something is changing for the better. And a lot of it as a result of self-love. But going back to this Water Guardian, I'm just really being pulled to that color blue. Maybe you love blue. Maybe wearing blue would really benefit you during these days or weeks or months ahead. Just really connecting with the color blue, that throat chakra as well. Root and throat chakra, speaking your truth and really owning that sense of power, because you have strength here, you've got strength here, and you've got power here. So we're going to get into all that eventually here. But wow, this is so amazing, because with this gift of strength card with the solar plexus, the number 11 is here. You are awakening that solar plexus chakra, as well as really healing that root chakra that just needs more grounding and more connection to the earth. You are, as a result of doing that grounding and connecting to earth, getting this gift of strength from the universe, from your guides and angels, from the elementals. They want to support you and give you that lioness or lion energy. So some of you actually may come from the planet or star system of Lyra, and it's a really beautiful connection. You are awakening with this number 11 here. You are awakening to your spiritual side, to past lives, to the Akashic records, to gifts that you forgot you had, hidden potentials within you, as a result of reconnecting with the earth and the elementals and spirit. You are getting the gift of strength. You've got 3 cards talking about strength, at least that I can see. I don't always read these because I like to just zone in on like one and then another and then another. So I kind of just take the whole thing in more just as colors and pictures before I actually read it half the time. So it's like I'm saying something and then another card I move to is like saying exactly what I was saying, but then I'm like, oh, I didn't even read that. And you're like, yeah, right, you didn't. It's been there the whole time. I'm so weird like that. But anyway, let's keep going. So then we have the affirmations card here. To lift your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. So again, you guys may not have been treating yourselves as well as you could have. Your connection with the earth may have been muddied or lost. And along with that, maybe you have really beat yourself up in your own mind with your own ego, just telling yourself you're not good enough, you're not strong enough. But you're really turning that around by starting to speak more kindly to yourself. And as a result of that and the grounding, you're really tapping into that solar plexus and owning that beautiful power within you. Because then here we have the Eagle card. Seize opportunities courageously. Just like group number 1, as a result of this healing and reconnection that you are going through, you are going to have many beautiful new opportunities on the horizon for you. Because look here, we've got a 28, which adds up to a 10, which is the end of one cycle, going into another, new beginning vibes with both of these cards here. But with the building blocks card, this is just reminding you that, there's no such thing as an overnight success. Even if on the surface it looks like something just skyrocketed out of nowhere. But a lot of times we don't see the blood, sweat, and tears and effort that goes in behind the scenes before anyone ever makes it big. And that's just spirit reminding you not to beat yourself up, to really strengthen your root chakra, reconnect to nature, and as a result, you will start seeing the fruits of your labor pay off. Very Taurus energy though, very Virgo, Capricorn, very earthy energy, where it's not the quickest signs. Earth signs are not the quickest, but they are the most stable because they are slow and steady, and they build and build and build on themselves. So building blocks, you guys, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in your life, just know it's not going to happen overnight. And I think many of you already know that. You're like, yeah, story of my life. But as a result of you doing these affirmations, healing, connecting with nature and your spirit team, your higher self, you're going to start seeing things build up and start really paying off. And as I see this card here, I'm reminded of the movie WALL-E, when he's really taking those blocks. He creates the block and then he takes it over and takes it up to the tower of blocks he's creating, and years and years and years later, look at all he's done. Look at all the garbage he's compacted and cleaned up. He's not that type of person, WALL-E, to sit there and be like, oh man, look how much I have left to do. He's just content in the moment, in the job and the task that he's doing, and he is very self-reliant. So, I don't know if you guys have a really strong or special connection to the movie WALL-E. I know I do. I love that movie. My son actually had a WALL-E party when he turned 2, my oldest son, and it was like his favorite party to date, I do believe. So much fun, and I had fun creating these little WALL-E characters for it. But this to me is just showing, it took a lot of work to put that party on for me. But for you guys, it's like all that hard work and dedication, it's going to pay off, because it's going to really create a lot of happiness in your life and self-reliance. You can rely on yourself to create these, WALL-E block towers of your life and just clean up your own act. You can be self-reliant, but of course don't cut nature or spirit out, because they want to help you. But, especially if you're an introvert, allow others to help. You don't have to be so self-reliant. Yes, you can get everything done on your own, but when you let other people in, when you let spirit and the nature spirits and elementals in, and Mother Nature herself in, things flow quicker. We've got effortless with the waterfall here, so you will feel like things are really starting to build up and pay off, and the more momentum you really gain with all this work you're doing on yourself, healing yourself, reconnecting, you're going to start seeing that the things that really felt hard and like you really had to push, like pushing a boulder up a hill, it's like all of a sudden now that boulder's rolling down the hill and it's going so much faster. Not to say it'll continue to roll down the hill and go fast forever. You're probably going to hit blocks along the way, because we all do. But you don't have to be so self-reliant. Yes, you can to a point, but don't do it to a fault where you're only allowing just your own hard work and blood, sweat, and tears. Call on nature, call on spirit to help you, because they love to help. They love to help so much. And you have so much more support and stability and power than you really understand. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. But going to this power card here, I'm really pairing this up with this inner child card. As a result of doing some inner child work, inner healing, especially if you had a very rough childhood or a specific trauma in your childhood that still haunts you to this day, or something that maybe had happened to you as a child. I was 14 when this happened, and I don't think many people actually even notice this, even though it's like hands, hands, hands all the time. But that was a very traumatic thing for me, and in my hypnosis with Alba Weinman, I actually uncovered the fact that as a result of this getting cut off, I kind of thought, well, I can't be creative anymore, because I had to learn how to rewrite. I used to rest the pencil on the knuckle that is, kind of sort of there, but was very uncomfortable to write that way. So I had to bring it up a notch and learn to rewrite, redraw. And I loved drawing before that. And after that, I just kind of shut it all down for a while. And even creating other things, I just felt like, well, I can't be creative because this happened. Inner child wound that had happened to me really put a ripple effect out into my later life until that hypnosis, when everything really was healed and came together for me in an aha moment. I feel that might happen for you guys at some point, or you've already been really working on a childhood or teenage year trauma, that you've really unlocked a lot of things surrounding and really started to see things from a more positive perspective as a result. But also as a result, you're gaining that power, that strength of the solar plexus. So if you have a trauma and you're not even sure where to start to help heal that, you can always do different chakra meditations. Close your eyes, and if this is a specific area of your body, like say for me, my finger, okay, so the arms, the hands, the fingers, that is an extension of that heart chakra area, if you think about it. So me doing heart chakra meditations, heart chakra healing, heart chakra whatevers, that's really going to help me with that issue. But if you had suffered abuse as a child, where was it you mostly were abused on your body? or sexual assault. That would be a very root and sacral chakra area to really work on cleansing and healing, just as examples. But when you can really dive into the darkness or the shadow of your life, you can really come out on the other side in that great shining light as this soaring eagle. It's really beautiful. I love this for you guys. Sorry for all the like personal little stories in there, but I think you guys needed just some examples, I guess, to really show how the transformation in your life can really unfold if you allow that connection back to nature, back to spirit, and bridging the gap in between. And we had a similar kind of vibe at the end of group number 1 as well. So if you were kind of debating between groups 1 and 2, maybe watch 1. There may be some additional guidance for you in there. But otherwise, thanks again, you guys. This was beautiful, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. If it resonated, any little stories that you want to share. I always love to hear what you guys have to say, or, read what you guys have to say. And I love you guys so much, and you can do it. You really can do this. So thanks again, you guys, so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 3, or those of you who chose this little flower fairy home, this is the message that you are receiving from spirit, or the elemental realm, or the fae realm, the gnome realm, whatever, interdimensional realms. Whatever realm or spirit you want to hear from, this is going to be a message from them. I'm just going to go ahead and set this right up here. Okay, so let's find out what message spirit has for you. Alright, let's go ahead and start right here with your chakra love message. You guys, like group number 1, have the throat chakra, but this crystal is the turquoise. It says here, truth, speak from your heart. It is the only thing worth listening to, which is very beautiful and timely in this world we live in right now. The only thing worth listening to is heart-centered communication, because there is a lot of not very heart-centered communication going on out there. So many of you may have recently walked away from social media or toxic people talking about politics or news all the time, and you're just kind of over it. I'm really picking up. Or maybe you're just always have been somebody who just kind of stays to yourself. You don't really get all mixed up in the mainstream, whatever. You just keep to yourself and speak your own truth. And especially now, the message from spirit and the other realms is that you're really going to be coming into your own with this truth. Maybe you are starting some sort of business where you're a speaker, or coaching other people, helping other people, speaking what you know is true from your heart. That's what spirit wants you to know. That's a direction you are going. Even if you're not looking to really change much in your life, just speaking from a more heart-centered, more authentic place is really going to go a long way for you guys. But I think speaking your truth really is going to go very far for you, because we have this be yourself card here. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. And wow, that really ties to what we were talking about in the 2 other groups. But a major theme for you guys is just being your true authentic self. Some of you may not really even know who you are, but others of you really are coming into this knowing and have been on the path for a while to shed away old belief systems or who you thought you were, and really are becoming your true authentic self. But for those of you at the beginning of that journey, just know it's going to be a beautiful, maybe strenuous at times ride, but you can do this. That's really what they're showing me. So with this oracle card here, oracle, it is an oracle card, but also it's called the oracle. So wait for important information. You pair that up with ritual over here. It looks like she's doing some sort of ritual. So for me, this really is showing as the oracle. That's the kind of role you're stepping into, is someone who is getting information from the higher realms, because you're taking that heart-centered place that you have opening. You're really opening that heart chakra. You're taking from that heart-centered portal information from the divine, and then using that information to speak your truth. So some of you with this astrology card here, with the ritual, you may be getting into astrology, or you are already astrologers, or you love astrology, it's a hobby of yours, or you're thinking about looking more into your own birth chart. If that's the case, look into your birth chart. You will never be disappointed in finding out what your soul sent as like a roadmap for your life, and the highest potential and even the lowest potential is really included in there, and everything in between. So if you want to know your like soul's highest potential in this life, get a birth chart reading from somebody. But with the number 5, 32 equals 5 here, big changes are coming as a result of maybe some astrological alignments that are going on in your chart right now. I know at the time of my filming this, I'm filming it January 27th, which actually Jupiter is Cazimi, or Cazimi. I never know how to pronounce that, but that means that it's exactly combust the sun. But when it's at the exact degree of the sun, it's not considered combust. The sun takes on the power of, in this instance, Jupiter, and really amplifies that Jupiterian energy for the next 13 months or so, when Jupiter comes back around and is again Cazimi with the sun. So wherever this is occurring in your chart, I know it's currently occurring in my chart in Capricorn, in the 4th house in my chart. So wherever Capricorn is in your Vedic sidereal chart, that is where you will look. Or if you're Western, I do believe this is happening in Aquarius. So whichever astrology resonates with you, go ahead and check that house in your chart, especially if you have any prominent placements or aspects, or if that's your ascendant. Big, amazing things are happening for you where you're expanding. Even if you're watching this much, much, much later, because I'm filming it on this day, there's an expansion going on in your life at the time of you're watching this. Even if it's 4, 10, 20 years down the road, if YouTube's even a thing, then it's still going to have relevance in your life right now. The energy is there. But I think that's really going to help you understand who you are on a soul level. Really digging into your astrology and trying to figure out, what does this mean for me? What is my potential? What are the best suited, job or purpose for me? And really diving into it and going down that road. Then we have here, admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. And I think being honest with yourself, admitting your true feelings to yourself, is a result of this truth card, speaking your truth, as a result of you diving more deeply into your soul and who it is you are on more of a soul level rather than like a personality and who society told you to be kind of level. But diving into your soul, connecting with your higher self, that's when you will see that true authentic part of yourself, and you'll start emanating that in the world. I think many of you already are living from that heart-centered space where you really are your higher self, or acting as your higher self a lot of the time. But those of you just starting this journey, just know you have the potential to be that person eventually. I'm really seeing the gamut of spiritualists here. Very new, newly awakened spiritualists, and then those of you who are very highly evolved spiritualists who've been on a spiritual path for 10, 20, 30 years and have really honed your spiritual skills. So wherever you fall on that end of the spectrum or anywhere in between, just take what resonates for your exact situation and then leave the rest behind. But with this higher consciousness card, this is just letting you know, and I do believe this is the Pleiades star system that's depicted here on this, the 7 sisters. So many of you may have sisters or really strong connections to friends that you consider like soul sisters. And, even if you're a man, maybe you have a lot of female friends. But this is just letting you know you are experiencing and will be experiencing very soon higher states of consciousness, even in your waking hours, because you are evolving from a 3rd dimensional consciousness into a more 5th dimensional state of being, which really shifts you from 3D Earth to 5D Earth, or New Earth as they call it in a lot of circles. So you guys really are, as a result of tuning into your soul, your higher self, who it is you're here to be and what it is you're here to do, you're going to gain access to higher states of consciousness. And that's going to really come in through that heart portal as well as the crown chakra, and be able for you to be able to speak these things out to other people, getting messages to other people. Maybe you're doing readings for people. Maybe you're doing birth charts for people. Wherever you fall on that spectrum, you're just gaining higher wisdom, higher knowledge. Pairing that up with the Dove card here, spread messages of peace and harmony. You pair that up with that throat chakra, speaking the truth, it's really going to send a sense of healing out, ripple effect of healing out into the world, because messages, peace and harmony. Nothing negative can come from that heart love, that unconditional loving space of our higher selves and our soul and our heart. it's only unconditional love. So there will be only messages of peace and harmony coming from that place of unconditional love. If you're getting something fear-based, that may be more ego-centered or something like that, because Spirit never puts a ring of fear in us, because fear is just false evidence appearing real. And even if Spirit's giving us a warning like, hey, you need to get out of this situation, they're not doing it to cause fear. They're doing it because they unconditionally love you and they want you out of that situation so you can go somewhere that's better suited. So, even if you feel afraid sometimes with what Spirit's trying to show you or tell you or make you do, it doesn't make us do anything, but sometimes we feel forced into things when we don't face our demons. Those demons get a little loud and rattly in that closet, the skeleton's bones rapping together, and, we're sometimes forced to deal with things, and then we're like, why is Spirit making me do this? Well, Spirit's not making you do anything. That's your higher self saying, okay, it's time, let's level up a bit. So take that as it resonates. But you guys are sending messages and spreading messages of peace and harmony out in the collective. And it's really shifting the collective from third dimensional consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness. Oh, I love this. I didn't even realize this until just now. Be yourself, admit your true feelings to yourself, and honor your true feelings and truth. So your truth. Finding universal truth, the truth of the world, the truth of what's really going on in this realm and this world and the governments and the systems and the corruption. Finding the truth is very important to you guys. That's the message Spirit wants you to know, and these other realms want you to know, is you're learning the truth about something. So maybe you're uncovering a lot of darkness. But again, that darkness isn't coming to light for fear or to scare you in any way. It's coming to light so you can shift your vibration out of that third dimensional corruption and craziness into that higher fifth dimensional consciousness. Because really the darkness is just the other side of the spectrum of light. It's one and the same. It's just, one end of that spectrum. So it's on that spectrum somewhere. So shining that light on the darkness, you really are facing what you need to face to really level yourself up and speak the truth, not only to yourself, but to others. And I love this here with the not for you, with the number 6, with that unconditional loving energy that is just seeping through every crack of your reading today. I love that. But with this not for you, this to me feels like you are finally able, with this be yourself, it's right under that. I'm getting chills, major chills on my crown chakra. You're finding the lies about yourself, the lies others have told you about yourself, the lies you've told yourself about yourself, and you're leaving it behind. You're no longer limiting yourself with those belief systems that you're not good enough, that who am I to do this, who am I to do that, oh, I'm just this lowly whatever. No, you're done with that. You're going to start treating yourself a lot better. The message that Spirit has for you is that you're leveling yourself up in such a way where you are going to start unconditionally loving yourself from that heart center. And as a result, you're going to be able to, really speak that truth even more and be that oracle that other people are looking to, maybe that lighthouse energy. And you're not looking for followers, so to speak. This is just you helping people because you've been there. You've been where some of these people are, and you just want to help them not have to struggle or suffer as much as you have. And, it's usually the first few pioneers that really struggle when they leave a place, or voyagers when they leave a place. They really struggle, and then they find a place, and then they slowly build it up. But the people that come, 100 years later, 200 years later, there's not much struggle there because the path has been paved by someone who really had to work and work and work to get it done. But you guys are kind of paving your own path, and as you pave this path back to Spirit, it's going to become a super highway that you can easily traverse. Whereas the beginning of your awakening, it may have been a rocky road and a stiff mountain. But speaking of mountain, look, we have the mountain card with strength. Yes, you may have some of these rock faces here where you have been hanging on by a fingernail, but Spirit always had your back. Spirit was always with you and, cheering you on and holding up, there's an invisible hand here holding up this board. This invisible hand, if they wanted to, could just tip that board or throw that board. But no, it's just very precariously, but yet stably holding that board in place. That's the same as the mountain. You're on the ledge of the mountain. Spirit has you held in place, even though you feel precarious. I mean, this looks precarious, but this hand of God or this hand of Spirit knows this board isn't going anywhere because it has that stable foundation of Spirit. And that's what you guys are tapping into, especially those of you who've had that rough go of thinking really negative things about yourself, or really judging yourself harshly, or thinking you're not good enough. You're going to realize that this mountain and Spirit it is supporting you on your journey up that mountain. And you are just really, this mountain is your soul. You're really just coming home to yourself is really what I'm seeing. But then with this forest card, breath, wow, I'm getting major chills just looking at this card. It is very earth-centered. So much like group number 1 and 2, you guys are reconnecting with the earth, especially group 2. Group 2 was all about connecting back to the earth. So not only are you guys connecting to your higher selves, you're really connecting to the earth and bridging the gap from heaven to earth. That's really what I'm seeing. You're creating a heaven on earth is also what I just heard. So just you speaking your truth, living your truth, being your true authentic self, you will shed all of the fakeness and the corruption out of your own personal life. You may still see it going on in the news or in other people's lives, but you're going to start notice as you vibrate higher and reach higher states of consciousness that your life may be vastly different than what's being portrayed on the news, or vastly different than what your friends are experiencing or your parents or whoever is experiencing. And you're going to start, as a result of vibrating higher, aligning yourself with things that are more in alignment with your ultimate truth, the truth of your soul. But one really great way to get to higher states of consciousness is through breath work or meditation, but holotropic breath work, pranayama, breathing exercises. There are different breathing exercises you can do to really release that DMT within your brain, which is the same kind of I think it's a chemical in the brain that you would have released if you were to do certain drugs like LSD or ayahuasca. But this is a natural way to do it through your own breath and intention. But this may be something that some of you want to do, is just get out in a forest and breathe that fresh air. Because, man, some of these places in the world are very heavily polluted and there are a lot of chemtrails. And, I mean, when's the last time you, my viewer, right now, were out walking in a forest? If you can say it was recently, then round of applause for you. You're already doing the work. But if you can say it's been a month, 2 months, 5 months, 10 months, 10 years, girl or guy, reconnect with nature. That is what these earth elementals and spirit want you to know, is to reconnect with nature, because you will then reconnect to your true authentic self as a result of your connection to nature. And it's like, as a result of connecting to nature, you connect to your higher self, and as a result of connecting to your higher self, you're gonna want to connect more with nature. So it's like, two sides of the same coin, a balancing act of, one thing will lead to another, will lead to another. Wow, what a powerful message for you guys. I loved everything about this. You guys are supported as you make these changes, as you really admit the truth to yourself of who you really are on a soul level, and let some of that programming slough away, because that's not you anymore. It never was, but you're really coming into the realization that that never was me, and it doesn't have to be me anymore or in the future. And you're really tuning into that, inner unicorn, inner self, that higher self, and really living from that higher self more and more than you are normally living from that more ego or third dimensional type of self. And as a result, you're going to move from a third dimensional consciousness into a fifth dimensional beautiful consciousness. So wow, that was so amazing. Thanks again, you guys. You will have to let me know below what you thought about this. Share any stories you'd like. I always love to read what you guys have to say about your situation or what the cards really brought up for you. I love to connect with you guys. So thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative. All right, bye.